What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 29 of the Lipstick Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Nikki Powell, and joining me today, as always, Amanda Kane.
Hi, guys.
Woo! And special returning guest, her second time on the show, Aaliyah McGraw.
Hey, everyone.
Woo! You guys loved her so much, we brought her back, because we love her, too. We don't really have a topic for today's show, but we did get a few listener questions. So we're going to go over those today. Before we start, I want to ask if anyone has anything awesome, interesting, and nerdy going on in their lives that they want to talk about right now. Any new games started, new books reading, comic books that they started reading, I don't know.
I'm sorry,
New shows,
everybody.
movies.
I forgot to post last week about comics. I know. It was like Thursday, and I was like, oh, shit. But in case anyone was wondering, last week I picked up Black Canary #2 and Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps. Those were the only two that I picked up, and then I picked up a graphic novel as well, but I picked that up on Thursday.
So speaking of comic books, I heard through the grapevine that you're starting a new show with somebody.
I am.
So go ahead and hype that on here.
All right. I was gonna hype it at the end, but I'll hype it now.
Hype it now. We'll do it both.
Ben Riddick of Ridiculous Rants and Knights of the Nerdy. What do you got? Knights of the Nerdy Round?
Knights of the Round.
Nerdy Knights of the Round. Okay, I've got it a little backwards. And I are starting a series called Nightly Novels. It's nightly with a K. We're not actually going to record on a nightly basis. We're going to record once a week. And the series is going to start the first Thursday of August, which I don't know exactly what day that is in August, but
that's the 6th.
The 6th. Okay, thank you. And last night I was on an episode, and we picked our graphic novel. And basically what we're going to do is he and I composed a list of novels, ones that we could think of off the top of our head, stuff that we feel everybody should read, and stuff that we are interested in reading ourselves. And it's older stuff. It varies a little bit. But
so you can go back and read 5 comics or something, right?
Right.
So are you guys doing just comics, or are you doing nerd novels too, like an actual novel? Like if I was to give you a novel, would you guys do that, or is it specifically graphic novels?
Right now we're doing graphic novels just because the aim was to do it on a weekly basis.
Okay.
And I don't know if I personally have the time to read an entire novel.
Oh, not in a week.
A week, yeah. But it would be kind of cool because, I think Ready Player One would be good for that, and there's a couple other books that I think would be good for that as well.
Oh, yeah, because there's a Batman one I was totally about to suggest for you guys. Do that one, do a novel once a month or something, every other month, or...
What Batman one?
No Man's Land.
Okay.
Oh
yeah,
my God,
that would be cool.
So good. It's my favorite Batman novel ever. It's amazing.
Yeah, so we're gonna read stuff that we think everybody should check out or want to check out ourselves, and it's stuff that's pretty much completed already. For instance, next week we're going to read for the first show we're going to read the Forever Evil graphic novel, and things like, Batman Long Halloween, stuff you can pick up and finish and feel satisfied with, not current running series, which I wish we were doing, but we're not going to do that quite yet. So
when you guys get to Hush, let me know, and
it's on the list.
Yes, let me know. Let me know 2 weeks ahead of time so I can go back and find it because it's in a box somewhere and read it because I want to be on that episode. It's my favorite. I love it. Oh, we just got a tweet from @Jushin on Twitter. He says try Hush, so there's no wonder we're friends.
It's on the list. Actually, Hush is one of my top favorite graphic novels. My favorite graphic novel of all time is on the list, and brownie points to anyone who knows it because I talk about it all the time. But it's called Pride of Baghdad, and it's written by Brian K. Vaughan, who I absolutely love. He could write me a grocery list, and I would read it for the rest of my life. Anyway.
So, yeah, when you do Hush and when you do Fables, let me know, because I'm super down for both of those.
Fables would be really long to do.
Fables would be really long. But
we'd have to, pick one.
Right? Just the first half or whatever.
Just the first.
Well, because I bought them as a book, the first series or something like that, a first season or
Like
whatever it
volume
is.
1, the
Volume
graphic
1,
novel?
yeah. So I bought volume 1. All right, Aaliyah, are you doing anything new in your life? Watching anything new? Reading anything new? Listening to anything new?
Not really. I work like 50 hours a week, so
You're like,
I
I'm doing
started-
something new. I'm podcasting today.
yeah, this is my new. I started rewatching Friday Night Lights, which is like not nerdy. It's just
Hey, anything is nerdy around here, okay?
yeah. No, I've watched it plenty of times. I just needed something to like be on in the background while I'm cleaning.
I do that constantly with Grey's Anatomy or Sex and the City. Everyone knows Grey's Anatomy.
Oh.
Grey's Anatomy is like, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shows just to have on.
I'm like 32 hours into Persona 4 Golden. I know. I haven't played it yet. I'm like I'm at the the third boss fight where there's 2 instead of 1. I won't spoil it, but like I can beat the first half of it and then the second half I keep getting stuck, so I'm really mad. But I'll beat it. I'm grinding away. Every time I don't beat him on like the second, third try or something, I go back and I grind again and then I save it and then I try again and then I just have to keep grinding. And I know Amanda's like, just do it.
Just do it.
What else? I just started Arkham Knight today. I got 18 minutes in. I was streaming on Twitch, so if you watch on Twitch, I'm not that interesting because I don't have my little PlayStation Eye or whatever hooked up. Once I have my whole setup done, I'll stream like that. But there was somebody watching me, and they were like, how did it take you this long to start playing it? I'm like, I've been moving, okay?
It's okay, Nikki. I think I'm like 28%, so I'm not very far into it.
I'm like 0.28%. And then what else have I been doing? I know I've been watching something that's really good. I can't remember what it was.
So good you can't remember.
I know. Oh, I just had, okay, it's not me nerdy, but my friend nerdy. I have a friend over right now, and I literally just had her watch Dark Knight for the first time.
How?
I know. I'm like, are you kidding? So we sat and watched that, and the whole time she's asking me all these questions, and she's like, is he dead? Is he really dead? Is he coming back? Who is that? I don't even know who that person is. Oh my god. And like, I'm giving her the whole Batman lore. And I'm like, she's like, is Robin in this? I'm like, no, none of the Robins are in that. She goes, Robins, plural, there's more than one Robin. And I'm like, oh god. So I had to run her. I know, I had to run her through all of the Robins. And she's like, I don't even understand this. Like, would it be easier if I just read the comics? And I'm like, no, probably not. So as soon as we get everything moved in, including our DVDs, I have to have her watch Batman Begins and Rises, and then hopefully she'll be done. So we're doing them all out of order. But she watched one of the really good ones first. Just my life. I'm like, really? Okay, so that's it. We're gonna jump into questions.
End of the podcast.
Bye. See you next week. Or in a month when we finally decide to record again, because that's us. My friend Monique at Sneaky Monique on Twitter, she's fantastic. She sent us 4 questions/topics, so we're just gonna do all 4 of them, one after another. So thanks, Monique. They're really interesting. Maybe not nerdy, but they're fun questions to answer, and we like answering questions. So, okay, her first one is ridiculous. Here's a scenario: you have to kill someone with a banana. How do you do it?
Does it matter the person? Like, can I go find someone who's allergic to
talking about this with a lawyer on board? Like, maybe that'll help closer. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first thing that comes to mind is, like, you obviously put it somewhere where they're going to slip on it, right? Like, at the top of stairs or...
So we're gonna Mario Kart it, is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm going to Mario Kart the shit out of killing someone with a banana.
Yeah, I think that's like the most efficient way.
Right? I mean, unless someone's allergic to bananas.
That's
Or
what
you
I
could
said.
poison it.
You could poison it. You could put extra potassium in it.
That's true. You can overload them with potassium.
Or just force feed them a lot of bananas, because there's potassium in banana. You'd have to eat, like, a truckload of bananas, though.
Just so everyone knows, disclaimer, one of them is a lawyer and the other one is a nurse, so we're screwed.
Oh, we're going to get away with this.
No, anything but, well, not anything but a banana, but a banana's kind of hard.
Well,
Like-
I mean, yeah. Unless you smush it up and like put arsenic in it or something. Or yeah, because you can't really. I mean, you can choke on a banana, but how are you going to force somebody to choke on a banana?
I mean, if you don't peel it, you could just like suffocate them with a banana.
So I would mush the banana on them and release all the monkeys from the zoo. I assume that would kill them. There you go.
Just rub them in banana, toss them in the monkey cage. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so now that we know what we're gonna do, we're gonna feed them to monkeys. Her next topic is what talent or skill do you have that people think is unusual?
I can touch my tongue to my nose. But I don't really want to do it on
Do it. Alright. If you're watching video, you're in for a treat.
Let's see it.
She did it. She did it. But I think I can do it too. So I'm not I don't know. Can I do that? Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Too?
I definitely can't. I have like a baby tongue.
Oh my god.
I was gonna laugh so hard if all three of us could do it. That would be good. I mean, it's not weird, but I can do makeup pretty decent. You might not be able to tell, but usually I can.
Unusual.
I can like speed read, but that's
Same here. I can speed read.
that's more of like survival than something unusual.
That just makes G really mad. Like, we spent a day during the summer a few years ago trying to read one of the last Harry Potter book together, and I'm like speed reading it, and he's like slowly taking his time and letting everything sink in, and I'm like, can you turn the page? He's like, I'm not even done with the first one yet. Like, I think it's really annoying, but
Yeah, just for school, I had so much reading, and I was like, I need to learn how to read this real fast, because I ain't got time for that.
yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. You read what's bold. You read the first and last sentence of every paragraph, first, middle, and last, and then you just skip the rest.
You just like learn which words to read for. I mean, especially with law. You're like, buzzwords, and you can put it together.
I don't know if it's a skill or not, but have you guys ever seen, okay, this is dumb, but you've watched Saturday Night Live before, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a girl on there, and she's got brown hair, and it's like in the last few years or whatever that she's been on, and she does like a talk show, and I can do her voice kind of the way, I don't know if it'll come across on audio like the same way, but she says awesome in a fantastic way. Awesome! It's really annoying, but it's really funny to do. Right? Ew. It's like not the greatest talent, but I mean, I can do it. It's unusual. So.
I fall asleep like literally anywhere. I don't know. That's a talent.
No, I can't do that.
I just basically keep moving until I'm so exhausted that I can fall asleep anywhere. I fall asleep like sitting up on the couch all the time. It's like a regular recurring thing. And then I wake up and I'm like, what happened? Where am I? And what day is it? I don't know if that's a talent. I might need to go to the hospital.
I can take like 14-hour naps.
I think that's called sleeping.
It's called a coma.
I put myself in a coma.
I got home from work the other night, and I was like, I'm just going to take a coma, and I just, like, fell asleep for, like, 4 hours, and then I woke up. And then I was up until, like, midnight, so it didn't really work out in my favor, but it felt great.
Yeah. I can change a car battery, because my car decides to die all the time.
Not unusual, but completely useful.
And jump a car battery is more accurate.
So the first time I tried to do that, I melted the connectors.
It's like not that hard to do.
It's not, but this was like before iPhones were a thing and like Googling everything was a thing.
Yeah.
It was like when I had just gotten a car and I had left my lights on at the college and it died. And the guy, I asked a guy, okay, I'm sorry, like, hey, dude, would you mind helping me jump my car? And he's like, yeah, no problem. And I had the cables and everything, and he's the one that hooked them up wrong. Because I was like, I think this is how it's supposed to go. He's like, yeah, you're probably right, and connected them, and then...
He was probably right. I would have been like, I'm going to get somebody else.
He was the only one around.
Yeah. My car is just, like, really old and now just likes to have all these problems, so I've learned how to mostly fix everything. Because she'll just, like, stop working and, won't start when I have to move it for street cleaning in 2 hours.
Oh, that sucks. I like having a driveway.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah, my own driveway. It's the first time I've ever had my own driveway. I've either been in an apartment complex or I've been where there's no driveway, like at the house. Like one of the apartments was like a house that we rented, didn't have a driveway or a garage, and I thought that was really weird. But it had like a shed, so we had to park on the street. And the people kept parking in front of my house, and I'm like, hey, this is the only parking spot that I have. Can you, like, please leave?
This isn't my house.
Yeah. Oh, and people do it now. Like, I have a driveway that'll fit both of our cars, but directly in front of my house. Like, it's not that big, and they will park in front of my house because there's no parking on the opposite street. It makes me very angry.
Just run them over.
You should.
As your lawyer, I advise that.
They advised my lawyer. I think I'll do it.
Just run it over with your car.
What did I... Oh, I can do the wine glass, the ooh on the top of the wine glass. Like, really easy. I, a few years ago, if you follow me on Instagram or you've been my friend for more than 2 years, you know that I took clowning in college because my friend taught the class, and I was like, well, might as well give him some students, right? So I took his class, and I was actually really good at it. And for my clown talent, because you have to have a talent that's not a usual talent, you can't just be like, look, I play guitar, I'm a clown. Like, that just can't be your talent. So I remembered that I could do that. And so I brought them in, and I had like 3 wine glasses, and I played them all different, but it wasn't like a song, I was just playing them, because of course, if you're a clown, you're not going to know how to play a song, you're just going to make fucking noise. And so I did, and that was my clown talent. So, there's that. Next topic? Okay, what was your next one? What's your favorite recipe of all time that you can make in 30 minutes or less? Spaghetti.
Takeout.
Amanda just won that round.
Sometimes you can't do that in 30 minutes.
God, I know, right? Ordering a pizza around here takes 50 minutes. Baseline.
This one's probably about like 45 minutes, but I do buffalo chicken dip,
Yum.
which is just like, I could eat that for days.
See, but that's not my favorite recipe. My favorite recipe is my chocolate chip cookies, and they're freaking amazing. And I will toot my own horn because I make the best damn chocolate chip cookies around. But my spaghetti, I can do really quick. I mean, as long as it takes the noodles to boil, honestly.
Boxed macaroni and cheese.
Top ramen. Top ramen, that's where it's at.
I don't know. I give myself too little credit, I think. I can cook. I just don't... I like to cook. I just...
Don't do it because you don't
I don't
have
have the patience to do it because I spend my entire day being patient and dealing with people, and I'm just like, when I get home, I'm just like, I don't want to cook shit.
See, that's what I don't like. I don't like baking because baking, it has to be exact. But when you cook, you just throw all the shit somewhere and you're like, fuck it, it'll taste good, right? Like, cooking is experimenting and putting in however much of stuff that you like. No such thing as too much garlic. Like,
Never too much garlic.
Oh, God, I love garlic. I put, like, a fucking huge spoonful in the other day, and my boyfriend was like, that's a lot of garlic. And I'm like, we're still together because why?
I can't like you again.
Right? You don't like that phrase can't even come out of my mouth. Like, no, I like cooking a lot. Like, ever since we moved in, I've been trying to cook almost every night, and I've been pretty successful at it. I cook probably at least every other night. Either, like, we've been out with friends or family, like barbecuing, or I've been cooking. I think there's only been, like, 2 or 3 nights that we've ordered in or picked up garbage. I'm too cheap. What's in this buffalo chicken dip, though? You have me intrigued.
It's chicken breasts that are... Most of the time I like to do it in the slow cooker, which takes forever, but you can just, like, set it and let it cook. But then it just, like, falls apart.
If it only takes you, like, 5 minutes to put the stuff in the slow cooker, yet 8 hours to cook it, does that still count as 30 minutes?
Yes, because you only did 5 minutes worth of work.
That's what I
And
thought.
ate it.
Okay, just checking, because I like slow cooker stuff, too.
Yeah, once it's cooked, you just, like, you can pretty much just stir it and the chicken falls apart and it's shredded.
Nice.
And then we do mix, like, a block of cream cheese and ranch dressing. And then mix that in with the chicken and the hot sauce, and then throw some cheddar cheese on top of it, stick it in the oven and melt it, so it's like cheese and ranch and some cream cheese and some chicken, and then you eat it with tortilla chips.
I like this.
Or you can put it in like a wrap or in a quesadilla.
I made buffalo chicken salad the other night.
Oh.
It was good. So good. Frank's hot sauce is the greatest.
Pretty much anything buffalo is like
Right?
my favorite.
I mean, buffalo ice cream would be pretty disgusting.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe pretty good. You never know. I'd try it. I'll try anything once. But my mom's rule when I was a kid was, okay, you have to taste it once, and if you don't like it, you never have to do it again. So I take that theory with every food that I go try. It's like, well, I mean, somebody else out there likes it, or else they wouldn't make it.
I had the 3-taste rule because I would always try something and be like, I don't like it. My mom would be like, you have to try it 3 times, and if you don't like it after the 3rd time, then you don't have to eat it.
That's a good theory, because I do that sometimes. Like, if I didn't have, I don't have that rule set in place, but if I never retried something, I never would have found out that I really like blue cheese, or that I really like beets, or cooked onion.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that, like, since I was a kid, I was like, I won't eat that, I don't like it. And now if I try it as an adult, I'm like, what have I been missing my entire life?
Right? Except bell peppers. I keep trying those, and they keep on being disgusting. So I'm on, like, my 58th try, and I won't do it anymore. So if I'm ever at your house, don't ever make me forget anything with bell peppers. Because I'll eat it with a smile on my face, but I won't be very happy.
Okay.
Don't tell me you all don't have that one food. There has to be that one food that you just won't eat.
Mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah, I won't eat mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah, I won't even, I won't smell mushrooms. I won't
They
look
don't
at
even
mushrooms.
taste like anything.
You could make me mushrooms and I'd walk out of your house.
At least I'll eat it with a smile.
Yeah, I won't even eat it. Like,
It's a fungus, yeah. So is cheese. Cheese is mold. Fungus or mold. Which one do you not want?
I don't want the fungus.
fungus.
Ew.
No.
I don't understand that.
No, I'm so picky with food, so there's so much that I won't eat.
Really?
I like it just in the last couple years started eating tomatoes. So like,
I won't do raw onions unless it's like if it's mixed in with something or whatever, then like I don't even care. But I'm not going to intentionally put onions on something.
yeah.
And I won't eat just cilantro. Like if that's one of the main ingredients of something, I won't eat it. If it's in salsa, if it's in like coleslaw, if it's in something different, I'll eat it. Usually not though. And then I will not eat bell peppers. I won't eat them. So.
No, I won't eat mushrooms, olives.
You won't eat olives? Oh
No, I
god.
hate olives too. Yeah.
Oh my god, who are you people?
I don't eat seafood.
I also don't eat seafood.
Yes.
You live over in the Northeast, and you. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I like live on the ocean and don't eat seafood. So
I don't. I can't even right now. I just can't even.
no, like canned tuna, like literally makes me vomit. I can't be in the room.
Fucking
Can't do it.
weirdos.
Yep.
I say I won't eat seafood. I'll eat shrimp and I'll eat crab. That's like the only thing that I'll eat. And it's gotta be cooked. But
I'll maybe sometimes eat shrimp. That's it.
I eat fish.
You goddamn weirdos. All right. Well, before I find any more reasons to not be your friends, God, what are your favorite card or board games? I like Cards Against Humanity. It's always fun.
It's always a good time.
So there is, well, I work at a comic book store and board game store, so I get to do like hands-on with board games all the time with my coworkers, which is awesome.
And you've probably seen like a million more board games than I've ever heard of.
Yeah, probably. But some of my favorite games, I love this game called Red Dragon Inn. The point of the game is to either get the other players so drunk that they pass out,
That's fun.
so damaged that they like can't take any more physical pain, or have them lose all the money so they get all their money so they get kicked out of the inn. So
Is
basically,
it like theoretical drunk?
well, you could turn it into a drinking game.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it actually-
I
it's-
thought when you first said it, I was like, oh my god, they're actually getting that wasted. I thought people only played that in
No,
high school. And
it's
I was
actually
just
a
like,
really
oh,
fun
I
drinking game. It's quite fun. But each character has their own like backstory, and so you're playing with cards. It's like different cards, and each card will do a different thing, and they all have cute stories. Like, my favorite character is a pixie, and she has a pet wolf. So I have, like, 2 decks. I have her deck, and then my wolf's deck changes every time it becomes my turn. And, like, because it's a pixie and her best friend's a wolf, like, anytime the wolf is playful, like, I take more damage. And, like, anytime, like, you make the wolf... anytime you try and make the pixie drink more, the wolf will attack you and make you drink more instead. So it's really cool. Like, there's different scenarios and stuff. Like, one of the expansions is a pirate ship. So there's, like, stuff that happens, events that happen that you have to, like, go through in order to progress in the game. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I also like Pandemic. It's about killing the world with viruses. So, yay!
Yours are all like story-based, like crazy games. I'm like, I like Phase 10. That's fun. Which is actually really fun if you're just sitting around drinking and whatever. I like Phase 10. It's just like a number game. Like, you have 10 different levels or phases that you have to get through. One of them's like collecting all like 9 red cards or whatever. Once you have all your reds, then you can lay your cards down and you're done and whatever. And I like it.
There's one phase that I always get stuck on.
Oh, there's the one phase everyone always gets stuck on. I can't remember which one it is, but it's always
2 sets of 4, maybe?
Maybe it's that. I don't know. It's always fucking bullshit, though. Good
Yeah.
game, but bullshit.
Yeah,
I love
because
bullshit.
anytime you get like a skip or what is
that
it,
was awful.
10 through 12, they screw you in points. It's awful.
Yeah. No, yeah, if you have a skip or a wild card, they're worth 25 points. Like when somebody's done or when they run out of cards or whatever, you have to count the points in your hand that you still have left, and then you have to put those numbers down, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game loses the whole game. So yeah, like the skips and the wilds are 25. The 10 is worth like 10 and the rest are worth like 5 or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like 10 through 12 are worth like 10 points or
Or worth
15,
10 points, yeah, and the
like
rest
that.
are.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane.
It's a bullshit game, but it's really fun. It makes sometimes it makes certain people really fucking mad, and those are the people that you realize that you can never play this game with ever again.
Or they'll kill you with a banana.
Right?
I mean, we had to ban games in our apartment building for a while because, I mean, there's 2 law students who live above me, and one of them's dating another law student, so we all usually hang out. So it's 4 law students and George playing
Do you guys
games.
just like argue over the rules of the game?
That, and like we're so competitive that it gets out of control. Like, there was like an actual fight that occurred out of Monopoly that we had to like reconvene and like talk about what happened because it was so bad that like I think George and I almost broke up. Like, it was just like a horrible time. So we had to ban games for a while, and it was just like we'd play like Parcheesi, and it would turn into like a screaming match, and like pieces would go flying. So it turns out law students don't play well with others.
That's alright with me.
I can actually. Card games are like fine. Like, we play Rummy a lot. We're like old people sitting around the table playing Rummy. But
Hey, who cares though? If you can bet for money, that's always fun. I love
I
gambling.
do like Goldfish sometimes, but like
Yeah. Like, I wish that we did more like poker nights or something. Just had everybody over for some drinks and play poker, and it's like for $20 you buy in and then you play it, whatever, you know? So that'd always be fun. Yeah. All right. Last question. So he private messaged us, so I don't know if he wants me to keep him anonymous, but I will just because. So someone wrote in today and they said, I was wondering if you could give me some advice on tonight's show. What advice do you have for moving in with a significant other? And I know, Amanda, have you ever lived with...
No.
No? Oh, okay.
I don't like it that much.
But you do live with a guy, so you do know what it's like to live with the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And then Aaliyah and I have both lived with I live with a significant other, so we can give you some advice on that. So, Aaliyah, what was it like moving in with George?
it was mostly good. I just like am very OCD about a lot of things, so
Join the club.
I'm just like, no, your socks don't go there. Your socks go in the hamper, which isn't like that ridiculous
Yeah,
of a
they don't go 2 feet from the hamper. They go in the hamper.
Yeah, or like from
You can
like
tell I have issues about this.
from the side of the bed to the hamper is like not that far away.
No, it's not. And then they pull up the point that's like, well, it's not that far away, so what does it matter?
Yeah,
But it
because it's on the
matters.
floor and it's a mess.
Yeah.
That and like George like rewears his socks sometimes, and I don't understand
Oh.
that at all. So I just
Ugh.
I'm gonna tease him forever about that. Like, I can see, okay, you get out of the shower, it's like at night, you put socks on, you take them off right before you go to bed, you've only worn them for like 2 hours, whatever. But if you've like gone a day in them,
no. He also he owns one pair of jeans, and
I can see that.
has like 1,000 shirts and one pair of jeans, and that's like he just like wears the same jeans all
Which
the
is
time.
funny because his shirts always look exactly the same.
Well, because he probably has like 12 of the same shirt.
Oh, look, the shirt looks nice. Let me buy 45 of them.
I never understand.
Hey, if it looks good on you, sure.
Hey, I do the same thing, except for they're not all flannel.
They're all different colors.
I'm sorry if you guys hear pounding or scraping or something. They're like, I don't know, killing someone with a banana next door. No, they're replacing stuff in my house.
I would say the biggest issue for George and I was our sleep schedules, because I had to get up and go to work in the morning or get up and go to school, and he was more of like a night person, likes to stay up half the night and then sleep half the day. So that was just like, it was hard for me to get out of bed when he wasn't getting out of bed. And that was probably like the most stressful, even though it wasn't stressful.
How long were you guys together before you moved in?
Like 2.5 years, which like I knew that, but like he lived in California for a bunch of the time, and it was like always like different time zones.
Yeah. Amanda, did you know you live with your roommate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's a dude?
No, I don't. He he just pays rent, but he doesn't actually live here.
Okay. How did you guys know each other before you moved in?
Yeah, we were friends. He's gonna fucking kill me if I get this wrong.
That close
I mean-
to friends, okay.
Yeah. No, well, I think we were friends for like 2 years before. I mean, he moved in this year, so it wasn't like
Oh, okay.
we've been in the same place for probably like 6 months or so. So the cool thing about him is, I know how you said like George rewears his socks and that kind of stuff. Like, Danny has more shoes than I do, so like I don't have to worry so much about whether he's re-wearing stuff, because like every day I get to see a new pair of shoes.
Nice.
So I know
There's
it's
new socks
changing.
underneath each pair.
Yeah, they're
But
changing.
no, I only designate these socks for these shoes. So.
I wouldn't be surprised actually. He's gonna kill me when he listens to this. But I don't know. There's not a whole lot that he does that drives me nuts. Occasionally, like, he'll leave stuff on the coffee table, and it'll just like stay there for days. Like, but I do that too. And I don't think, the thing is, like, I don't notice it until someone else does it, and then I'm like, oh god, that drives me nuts. And then I look over and I'm like, oh shit, that's my glass. I should
Yep.
probably pick all of this up and take it out. So I guess, in a way, he's kind of made me a better person in that sense, because it's like, you know, if I don't want to see this, they probably don't want to see it either. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he likes my glasses all over the coffee table.
Oh my
So
god, in
it's
my
just,
brain,
like,
I just
little
saw
things.
I saw like pairs of your eyeglasses like sitting all over the table. Like you had 45 different pairs of eyeglasses. I'm like, what?
He changes his shoes every day. I have a different pair of glasses for every day of the week.
Of course. Does he trip over your glasses though?
No. But I do trip over his shoes.
So that's a pet peeve that I have, is tripping over shoes.
His shoes, yeah.
Oh yeah. I like things to have a place, and they need to be in their place, and it bothers the shit out of me when they aren't in their place. So Gia and I were together for like 2 years before we moved in together too. I mean, we started dating in high school, so it was a long time. But I was over at his parents' house like all the time, so I basically lived there. But that was his room, and I'm like, if you want it disgusting, you have it disgusting, or you want it clean, you have it clean, like whatever. But it wasn't too big of a change when we moved in together. We also had opposite sleeping schedules though, because he used to work. He works hella early in the morning, gets up, leaves, and I'm home all day. Yeah, you.
Hi, G.
And so he would get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, go to work, and get home at 2. Well, I wouldn't go to work until 4. And like sometimes they'd call me in early or whatever if somebody wanted me to cover in a few hours. But like I waitress, so I would work from 4 to 10, 11-ish or whatever, and then come home and he's asleep. And then he would leave while I'm asleep. So we'd only see each other like 3 hours a day, which was fantastic, honestly. It wasn't that bad because like you had no time to like hate each other because we're both on opposite schedules. But now we both get up like within 10 minutes of each other. He gets up, gets ready, and leaves, and I can hear him shutting the door as he's leaving. He's over here slamming doors. You're going to hear that on the podcast.
I was making sound effects.
If you can hear him on the podcast, I want you to tweet me and be like, I heard him, so I can show him on my test. All of them. Yeah, see, that's how it is now. Now we just talk shit to each other all the time because we're around each other all the time. No, but it's the shoes that gets me. So pick up your stuff. To the kid who asked us the question. Pick up your shit.
I was gonna say, I think we just kind of told a bunch of stories. I don't know if we actually gave advice.
Well, I mean, people can learn from stories.
Be clean.
Yes. Right?
Be clean.
Oh, George leaves his beard shavings in the
Oh god.
Ew.
in the sink. Well, he does a good job at cleaning most of it up, but like every now and then there's just like a couple around the faucet, and that just drives me crazy.
Oh, like the 1 or 2 left. There's always 1 or 2 left.
Yeah.
Yeah, this grosses me out too. No, like I like shoes to be in the closet. I like dishes to, honestly, I like them washed as soon as they're used. But G likes to pile them up and then wash them all at once, and then I like to wash them as I use them. So
Yeah.
it's a constant battle. So I'll wash the ones that I use, and then he'll reuse them. I hope you know they can see you that way. Oh, okay. So he like piles up dishes, and when he's finally used all the ones that I've rewashed, then he does all the dishes. Which is why like first thing on my like need to buy list for the new house is a dishwasher.
Yeah, I think dishes are one of my pet peeves too, is because like if I'm in a hurry and I leave it in the sink, like I'll make sure it gets taken care of by the time I come home, but don't like leave it longer than that. Like if you're in a hurry, fine, so be it, but like for the most part, Danny and I are both pretty good. Like we don't really, if we do our own dishes or, if it's there and we're doing dishes, we just do each other's dishes, but it's not like, I don't leave him a whole entire stack of dishes and then he comes home and does them or anything like that. But I would say, honestly, I think the best advice would be just make sure that you're communicating about whatever bothers you right away before you let it fester. Like the coffee table thing, I let fester for a while, and finally I just kind of got irritated, and he started cleaning one day, and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm cleaning. And I was like, because I'd never seen him clean before, so I just like sat there and I watched him like this the entire time. like judgmental. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, watching you clean because I've never seen this in my entire life. So like, don't let things fester. Just kind of, talk about them if it bothers you right away. I think that would be my best piece of advice. And just be courteous of what other people think. Like I said before, like it would drive me nuts when he leaves glasses on the table or something on the table. PS4 controllers are everywhere. But I would do that too. So it took me, like, I was like, God, it really drives me nuts when he does this. And then I thought to myself, like, you know what, I do that. So, maybe it's not, maybe it's not just them doing it. Maybe it's you doing it too. So maybe you have to kind of, like, reevaluate your living styles.
Dude, you become a lot more not self-conscious, but conscious, like, more aware of the things that you do, self-aware. You become more self-aware of things and ways that you do things, because normally you're like, okay, this has got to be normal, right? And then maybe it's not the way normal people do things. It's a different way. I don't know. Like, G and I come from completely different backgrounds and just the way households are run. So we've kind of just tried to meld both of them,
And then make it your own.
Yeah, and today we not an argument, just a complete disagreement over some curtains that I picked out. I wanted, when we first moved in, I wanted purple. And I'm like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This wall, if you're watching the video, I wanted to paint that purple. And he goes, you can do any color but purple. So I picked turquoise. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, that's fine. I actually like it. That's okay. Our living room. I'm doing in all shades of brown. I want to do coral. And so I bought these coral curtains, and I hang the coral curtains up, and he goes, you picked pink? I asked you, not feminine things. And I'm like, it's not pink. It's coral. That's pink. No, it's not
coral.
pink. It's coral. It's like an orange with a pink tint. There's no such thing as that being, that's not pink. So, like, I don't know, try and communicate with things. Tell people what you like and what you don't like. Like, don't let it fester.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, go.
having your alone time is still, like, super important.
Crucial.
Like, George would just, like, request, like, 2 hours to play video games. I'm like, all right, you do that. I'm going to go lay in bed and watch crappy television. And then you, like, need that time apart to do things that you like and not just, like, completely spend every second with each other. Because that...
You don't have to do everything together.
Yeah.
Like, just because you're living together doesn't mean you have to have dinner together every night. Like, my request is once a week, once every few weeks or something, when I want to go out and have dinner with my girlfriends, I'm going to go out and have dinner with my girlfriends. If you want to go play Frisbee golf and have a few beers, I don't care. Just as long as I know the plan, so I don't buy something to make for dinner and then come home and then, you know, no one's there.
Yeah.
So, but communication, your own space, just be patient with it, because when you move in, you're going to think that, oh, it's not working, it's only been a week, and we're already fighting. Like, just give it some time. Don't think that the way things are going to stay.
Don't rewear your socks.
What was that? Don't
Or your underwear, preferably.
Oh, God, please don't do that. And if you do, try and hide it from your significant other, because that is gross. And we compromise on stuff. I don't like the way he does laundry. So
No,
I cook and I do laundry, so I kind of expect in return, like, the other 50%, you do the dishes and take the trash out. You know? So, except for right now, I've been doing the dishes because he's been working on the house a lot, and that's, you know, hard labor. Do I really want to be putting siding on the house and cleaning up the garage, or do I want to do dishes?
Dishes.
Right? I'd rather do dishes, because then I don't have to put on shoes and I don't get dirty. So, yeah. All right. I think we have one more. Yeah, we have one more topic. If there's anything else you guys want to add into this one.
Nope.
No? Okay. At Melkor SC on Twitter says, Desert Island game. You get one book, one video, one game. It just says game, not video game. One game, one movie, and one CD. What do you pick for each category?
Wait, CD? Did you just say CD?
I'm assuming it means musical record of some sort.
No, I thought you said TV. I was like, I get one TV. Well,
One TV?
a TV.
Well, I think
but-
I want a 50-inch over a 48. 1080p. Can I bring a 4K? Is there a plug-in for that? CD, as in audio device.
Oh, God.
Let's start with book. Go around with book.
Oh.
It's been a while since I read books,
I was going to say, I can't remember the last time I read a book for fun.
right? Oh, God. Maybe
trying to
let's
see
start
what
with
I
a
have.
different one. Everyone's looking at their bookshelves. I don't have my bookshelf here.
I was like,
Does a series count as a book? No, probably not.
No, I would say just a singular book. Mine would have to be Walden Pond by Thoreau,
What
because
is that?
Henry David Thoreau,
Yeah, what's that?
Minimalism,
I've never read that.
he, like, moved out into the wild in, like, Concord, Massachusetts in, like, the 1800s, and just, like, lived by a pond by himself and wrote a book about it. It's all, like, super weird, like, his thoughts on life. I read it in, like, the 10th grade, and it's been, like, my favorite book ever since.
I think... Is it Hatchet? That book where the kid is on the plane and the plane crashes and he's stranded out in the wild. with nothing but like a hatchet for like 30 days or something like that. It was really good. I read it way back though. I haven't read it in a long time. But if I was stranded on a desert island, a book about some kid being stranded would probably help me out a little bit, give me some ideas on how to survive.
That's true.
Maybe.
Amanda.
That's really hard because I like to read, so I'm just like,
I know. There keeps like
just
books
pick
keep
one.
popping up on my head, and I'm like, but what do I want it now? Like Count of Monte Cristo, I would love to bring because it's long.
I have two that I know I would want to bring, so I guess I'm just gonna have to pick one. I'd probably bring Perks of Being a Wallflower. Because
I
I
haven't
love
actually
that.
read that one.
It's like super easy to read. That's why I'm kind of like, oh, why would I bring this? Because it would only take me like an hour to read.
Oh,
But
you'd be so over it.
yeah, I've
Read
tried
it like
it
4 times and then just be done.
Oh god.
Well, what's the other one?
So I'm a big Shakespeare fan, and I'd probably bring Much Ado About Nothing.
These are all books that I've never read. I should probably put them on my must-read list. I've never read any of those. Peyton Place is really good. But I don't know if it's something that I'd want on a desert island. If it was like a soap opera, that might be entertaining.
Maybe a good distraction from the desert island life.
Right? Reading Hatchet might make me feel terrible about being on an island, and that's all I could think about is being stranded. And this kid's stranded, and so am I. Oh, you know what I would bring? I'd bring freaking like War and Peace or something like that because I've always wanted to read it, and it's so fucking huge that I know I'd have plenty of time to get through it.
That's why I didn't say Much Ado About Nothing, because it's not really it's a play. It comes in a book, but it's actually a play, so I don't know.
That would count.
We'll count it.
All right, you have one game. What's your one game?
I'm assuming it's a video game. I don't know.
Hey, if you like
Candy Crush.
yeah, Candy Crush. I would like Candy Crush on my iPhone. You're not gonna call for help. But no, I'm only allowed a game, not a phone call. Oh my gosh.
I was gonna say, I would probably bring like a deck of cards. I feel like
Right?
I could sneak that in as a game, but then you can have multiple games.
Well, I mean, a deck of cards would be the only logical thing. Because if I brought a game, say, okay, I would bring Assassin's Creed. So I have Assassin's Creed, now what do I do with it?
Because you have no one to play with.
Because I don't care what anyone to play with.
We have electricity? Like
Yeah, so you have electricity and a PS3 and a TV.
Because I would bring Persona 4, but my Vita would die in
You
like
need your
8
Vita,
hours.
yeah,
so-
there's no way that you're gonna be able to play it. So do you have a charger? If you have a charger, then why aren't you able to get a hold of somebody to save you?
Then you're not stranded.
Yeah. So this would go back to what are your favorite board games? But if you're gonna play a game or a board game, you need someone to play it with. So a deck of cards would probably be a good idea.
Play a lot of solitaire.
Oh
Yep.
god. You play Free Cell or whatever. I don't know.
I don't
Alright.
know what.
One movie to watch for the rest of your life. See, I'm terrible because I'd probably pick Clueless.
You and George.
I know.
It's like his
Clueless
favorite movie.
or Mean Girls. If we had a competition to see like who would know more lines, he and I would like beat each other up over it.
Oh yeah. Oh, movie.
But that's because they would be so entertaining. It's not because, oh my god, that's an amazing movie. It's just because I love that movie and that would keep me entertained. You know?
Wait a sec. We're allowed to bring a movie, so that assumes we have electricity, so we
Oh,
can
yes.
do video games.
Yes, and I'm assuming that we have a PlayStation to play our video games on, because honestly, who buys a DVD player anymore these days?
Exactly.
So yes, I'm going to say we have electricity with a plug-in and a TV and a PS3. So I'd bring Assassin's Creed too.
Are we all on this island together? Because I can't
Wait,
figure
are
out how
we?
to get off.
We're pretty smart. I mean,
I think we could figure it out.
great.
I would bring What's Eating Gilbert Grape, because that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Good movie.
I would probably bring like The Lion King
Good call.
Good movie.
because it's just like classic.
See, between the three of us, we got a deck of cards, some video games,
Yeah.
other Some classic movies.
Can we
and
just
some
like
books.
go live on this island? I like
I know.
this island.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah. No men to wear their socks 4 times and then put them not in the hamper.
No
Like-
dishes in the
No
sink.
dishes in the Put all your dishes in the ocean, damn it.
We don't even have to use dishes.
That coconut has been sitting on our table for the last 6 weeks, Amanda. Great. All right, and 1 CD,
Oh shoot! I forgot about the CD part.
right? Oh, I think since the only CD, like full CDs that I've owned since like early 2000s have been Katy Perry's Teenage Dream CD and every Avenged Sevenfold CD, so I'd probably bring Avenged Sevenfold's self-titled album. That's really good, and I love every song.
A good thing this isn't like last CD we bought, because the last CD I bought was 1989 by Taylor Swift, so
A great CD.
That is a really good CD.
I'm
If it was last CD that we bought, what was the last CD I bought? Actually, it was probably Avenged Sevenfold's last CD that they released. That's a lie. I bought the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. That's a pretty good CD. Maybe I would
Yeah.
bring that one.
The last CD I bought was Walk the Moon's new album, which is actually really good.
is it good? Because I love the Shut Up and Dance With Me song. I think I just love singing it to
Their
everyone.
whole album, that album is really good. If I had to bring 1 CD, it would be a Death Cab for Cutie album. I just don't know which one. Even though that's like super depressing.
It's alright, mine was probably going to be Taking Back Sunday, so...
Yeah. I would probably go with Death Cab. Probably Plans, but like, I don't know. Depends on my mood on that day.
Depends on our mood when we get stuck on the island. We're preparing to get stuck on this island.
This is going to be a pretty badass island. I can already tell.
I really need a tan, so like,
Oh, me too. Like pasty. I was going tanning until I burnt the front of me.
oh,
And then I spent like 3 weeks trying to recover. And then I just haven't gone back because we started moving. I don't have time. So I bought all these tans at the salon. And I haven't used them.
go use them. Get tan.
Now I need to. 'Cause
I'm just like,
lazy.
don't
by
see
the time
that.
by the time I use them, it's going to be freaking Christmas. People are going to be like, did you go away for Christmas? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's all the questions we had today. Elia, thanks for joining us.
Yes,
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome back anytime. Where can we find you on the internet?
At Aaliyah413 on Twitter. And I don't even know what I am on Instagram. I think it's Aaliyah413 on Instagram too.
You're not on PSN or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Amanda, where can we find you on the internet?
At Wake Up Paramore. Anywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just Google it.
Also, Wednesdays at Lipstick Nerds.
Where she
Wednesdays, Mondays.
sometimes posts all of her comic
Okay,
book
I've been doing really good up until last week. I'll post this week. Oh, tomorrow. Yay! I'll post last week and this week in one today because realistically, I think I only bought 2 things. I only did buy 2 things last week, and I think I only have 2 things this week too. So.
Woohoo. All right, you can find me at Harley Quinn 103 anywhere, honestly, on the internet, whatever. I'm also on the Ridiculous Rants podcast sometimes, and you can follow us at Lipstick Nerds on Twitter. You can email us questions, topics, comments, whatever you like, to lipsticknerdsmlg@gmail.com. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on YouTube. Like us, subscribe, give us some feedback. Good friend of the show, Alex, gave us a review on iTunes. We thank him very much for it. We appreciate it. So go ahead and give us a review. A good one is what we're hoping for. But, I mean, if you don't like us, then I guess you can say we suck. So, all right. We'll see you next time we decide to record something.
We'll send bananas and
That's how we
monkeys
do
to your house.
Yeah, motherfucker. All right. That's it. This has been episode 29, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye!